Thank you, Duncan, and welcome everybody to beautiful Dubai. I'm here today with our new president from the international region, Anna Palakoliga, and I'm delighted that Anna has made time on one of her very first trips out of the Bracknell region on her way to the Pacific to stop off here in Dubai. As you all know, our Global Licensee Conference is coming up in just a few months now. I mean, it's nearly 2 years ago since we were all together in Chicago, and we'll be again together in Istanbul in, as I say, just a couple of months. But we didn't want to wait until May to introduce you to Anna, so we thought we'd take the opportunity while we're here with our budget licensee in the UAE to film a short interview so that you can just get a little bit of a flavour of Anna and get to know her before you meet her all in person in Istanbul. Welcome, Anna.
Thank you, Hans. Hello, everyone.
And thank you, as I say, for making time for us. You joined ABG in November, early November from IKEA. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your career and your journey so far that's brought you to this point?
Of course. It's. I think, first of all, thank you for having me. It's a great privilege to be in Dubai and see our important licenses, friends and partnerships here. And when it comes to your question, Hans, I think it's very hard to distinguish career from life. So for me, throughout my whole life, since I was very, very young, what drives me actually is the curiosity. And curiosity was behind every single step that I did in my professional career. By background, I'm a lawyer overall, right. But I started my career journey very early, just after graduation in London, actually in the hospitality industry. And this is actually where I started with IKEA. So I started in the financial field and London store, one of the London stores there. And I grew up my career ladders throughout UK and Ireland headquarters. Then I moved to Poland as a CEO of IKEA there. And then I got married. I gave birth to my son, who's now 9.5 years old. I have a husband, Robert. And one day I have a phone call and I've been asked to go and run China. Right. Our companies in China market. So in 2018, I became the CEO of IKEA Group in China market. And my mission was to transform cash and carry model to the full omni-channel in a very different ecosystem from the rest of the world as you know it. And we did it during 5 years, very successfully during COVID. And for me, it was the biggest life journey when it comes to the being in the new environment, new culture, but also really understand how the perspective of the world looks from the Asia part as well. Then around 3 years ago, I had another phone call as well, and curiosity was triggering me, and I've been proposed to become the global CFO of IKEA retail with 42 billion euro turnover business. So I did it for last 2 years before joining ABG. So, like I said, the journey was very fruitful. I'm a very curious person. I like to travel the world, get to know people, learn a lot, and my family always follows me. And I think this was my main engine behind every single step I did in my career path.
That's great. From being a lawyer to being flat pack furniture, it's a very varied career. I know it's only been 2 months in, but what are your first impressions of ABG and of the car rental industry in general?
I must say that I think, first of all, I would like to say to all of you colleagues, to the alliances partners, to all our people in Bracknell, across the world, in US, in many, many markets, big thank you for very, very warm welcoming. I feel a lot of energy. So let's look into the people side first. I feel a lot of energy. I feel a lot of drive to win, very good attitudes. We know that 2024 year was kind of difficult year for us. But it goes across the sectors in industry. If I talk to many of my peers and colleagues from many, many sectors across the world, we had a COVID who changed everything, that changed everything. Then after COVID, there were some bumpy roads, and I think 24 was a true calendar year across many sectors across the world that really exposed weaknesses, strengths, and I think it's a pivot year overall for many, many of the industries across the world. And then, except of course, energy and winning attitudes as well, I see that we have quite a lot of great heritage. Let's be honest, Avis is 8 years old. Not every company in the world can say we are so old as we are, and we are still successful, and we have a very recognized brand and so on. So I think we have fantastic heritage to build on. This is for sure very much in favor, and I think, like I said, not many companies can be proud of it like we are, and we should be, I think. What is coming, what is very important, I think we have to now drive and set up the future for ourselves, be more future-proofed, be more digitalized, be more diverse and to look into the customer expectations. We know that world is very diverse. Expectations of the customers are changing very rapidly. And I think our role as a consumer-driven brand, powered by data, led by people, we have to be ready for the future.
Great, thank you, Anna. If you were to try and summarize the to-do list into your biggest or top 3 priorities over the next, say, 6 to 12 months, what would you say those would be?
For me, the main priorities for the last weeks was really to get to know people. Yes, so I was having probably 10,000 coffees and talks with people. I'm not email person. I'm more kind of interactive person. I like to hear what people say, what they think really, truly. And I really appreciate quite a lot of transparency in dialogues, etc. So get to know people, get to know the business, get to know challenges. I was already in my first trip in Europe to visiting France, Italy, and Germany. Now I'm on my way through Dubai, important stop, getting to know the licenses business as well, going to Australia and New Zealand. And this is the one chapter that we are slowly closing now. The next chapter is together with my management team, together with many colleagues from around the world. We actually started to build a new strategy for the AV's budget group. And I think more all our licenses friends will hear in May in the conference in Istanbul. So I don't want to reveal the content yet, but simply it will be about making sure that we are set for the future, how we position our brand, how we meet the customer, what's our offer, how we actually operate our business model. It will be quite a rich agenda for Istanbul. So now the plan is to land the strategy and actually start execution. And we tailor-made strategy to make sure that we have right phasing of the events, right phasing of the investments, right phasing of the courageous decisions that we need to make on the way. And at the same time, I would like to say that I'm super excited about the future, because there's many opportunities ahead of us. We have, of course, many challenges, but we have to lead from the opportunity perspective. And I think we have to also make sure that whatever we do on the strategical level is simply landing at the front of the customer. If the strategy is built and it doesn't land, it means it's hallucination. So I'm also a big fan of execution mode as well. So whatever we do has to land and has to make sense.
Great, thank you. And those of you that are coming to Istanbul will have seen that our focus point is growth in partnership. That is our theme for this year's conference, and everything you just laid out there, Anna, is exactly lined up with growth in partnership. So more to come in Istanbul. Licenses are, of course, a really important part of our business, and I often like to say that we're a global company because of our Avis and Budget licensees around the world. And of course, we also have the Payless brand, which, whilst not fully global, is present at least in every continent. So we've really got 3 global brands to some degree. As I mentioned earlier, it's great that you made some time to stop off here in Dubai on your way to the Pacific region. Before I let you go, because I know you've got a long flight ahead of you, are there any final messages you'd like to share with our licensees before you get to meet many of them in Istanbul in 3 months?
I think what I have witnessed in Dubai, I would like to say a big thank you for friends we have met here. I think it's what for me is very striking that you move very, very fast and you really know your customers. So you're on the ground and you have very good understanding of the field. And I think this is something we can really copy and paste in different parts of the world across many ecosystems that we operate today. I would like to also outline that it's very important, because I'm sure that you know, but I would like to emphasize what just Hans said, that you play a very important role in our ecosystem overall as a business model across the brand. And I think I like quite a lot your strategic thinking. I like a lot that you have long-term commitment to us. I also appreciate the fact that we have a very common agenda. I've learned today that when we were together with our colleagues from Budget, that also you look into growth agenda very strongly. And I would like to emphasize again, it's about 3 Gs. It's about growth, it's about growth, it's about growth. So this will be something guiding us together. But for me, it's also very important that we have very open dialogues. We understand each other, because at the end of the day, we want to win. And we have a common objective, which is the prerequisite for the future. So I'm looking forward to meet you all in Istanbul in May. Agenda will be rich, this I can guarantee you, and let's rock together.
Great, thank you, Anna. Well, I wish you a pleasant onward journey to the Pacific region. Give my regards to the colleagues down there.
Thank you so much.
And we'll see you all, together with Anna and the rest of the ABG leadership team, in Istanbul in May 2025. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.